Hello everyone. Now I was supposed to do this in the previous video, but I was having more fun playing the game, so I'm just gonna change order around a bit, and this is gonna be the proper hero spotlight. And from now on, I'm actually gonna be doing this one first and the gameplay video afterwards. So this is Abathur. He's a specialist hero from the StarCraft 2 universe. His title is the Evolution Master, and he serves as the Swarm's little mad scientist, if you will, spinning genetics and DNA into monstrous proportions. Now, to start off with his abilities, his first one is Symbiote. Symbiote basically puts a little hat on top of people, which gives you new abilities, and is basically Abathur's way of fighting. So we do this. This is a Symbiote. This little thing on top of Malfurion's head here. Yes, I am in try mode just because so I can show this without any issues. Now, the first ability of the Symbiote is Stab. It basically shoots a little spike wherever, and it stores 2 charges with a relatively short cooldown of 2 seconds between the charges. Now the second ability is Spike Burst. It is an area of effect ability. It will damage anything around the symbiote, or the person with the symbiote, or maybe I should say entity with the symbiote. Now the third ability available for the symbiote is Carapace, which is basically a shield, simple as that. Now the shield can be made a bit better in several ways using the traits, and so can all the abilities on the symbiote. Spike Burst, Burst, Stab, and well, Carapace as well. While a symbiote is on a targeted ally, Abathur will spin himself into a cocoon, and is basically really vulnerable. In this state, he cannot defend himself or run away. So if we press R here as to cancel the symbiote, Abathur releases himself and he can now move around again. Now Abathur's own ability, his second ability, is Toxic Nest. Toxic Nest basically spawns a mine within a very large area of effect actually. You can't actually make it a global range, but it basically spawns a mine that after a short period of time becomes invisible and is triggered. Now the mines actually provide vision as well, which is really handy in terms with Abathur's movement ability, because he cannot use a mount, as you might see. Now we'll get on to the movement ability in just one moment. Abathur's trait is a Locust String. It basically spawns a locust, a little bug, as you can see leaving from him right now, every 15 seconds, and they last for a basic duration of 25 seconds. You can also modify these to be better through talents. Abathur's movement ability is Deep Tunnel. It basically lets him burrow or dig his way to anywhere on the map as long as you have vision of the place. So you need, hence why I said that the Toxic Nest, his mines, which provide vision, are really good in combination with Deep Tunnel, because you can place a mine, wait for it to basically activate, put out vision, and well, you can Deep Tunnel there. Like any other hero, there are several ways to modify Abathur using talents. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, there are 2 primary ways of building Abathur in terms of talents. The first one, which we're going to look at it right now, is the Locust build, which focuses on enhancing his locusts. So the first talent we're going to pick is Survival Instincts. Increases locust health by 30% and duration by 40%. Now, at level 4, you unlock your next talent. For the way I build my locust build, I always go for Sustained Carapace. Increases the duration of Symbiote's Carapace shield by 50% and allows it to persist after the symbiote ends. Which basically means that if we put this on, I can put my symbiote on Malfurion here, put my shield, cancel symbiote, and Malfurion still has the shield. At level 7, for the way I build it, I use Network Carapace. Using Symbiote's Carapace on a minion or mercenary also applies it to any nearby ally minion or mercenary, which means you can basically put it on a minion in your lane wave, and you can shield your entire wave, which gives them an advantage over the enemy's wave, who won't have this shield. At level 10, the Heroic. Now we got really two good choices here. Ultimate Evolution, which clones a target, and well, seeing as Abathur is the evolution master, he has obviously perfected and granted bonuses to this clone. Now, do note though, that despite the bonuses in ability power and bonus attack damage and movement speed, you cannot use heroic abilities, and as far as I know, you do not inherit any traits that the original possesses. Which means that if you copy an Illidan, you do not possess all the evasion talents that he has chosen, or anything else. It's a simple raw copy without any talent choices, and well, you can't even choose any talents for the clone. Now it lasts for 20 seconds and has a cooldown of 70 seconds, which usually means that you can use it relatively often. Now for a Locust, in my opinion, the better one, mostly because I prefer passive heroic abilities more than active ones, in this case, such as Ultimate Evolution being an active one that you have to control actively. I prefer Evolve Monstrosity. It basically makes Abathur, well, mutate one of his minions. Be it a more normal minion, a mercenary, a catapult, or even one of his Locusts. It basically mutates it into a monstrous entity that gains 5% health and attack damage every time it kills a minion, or whenever a minion even dies near it. And stacks up to 30 times. Now the Monstrosity also takes 50% less damage from hostile minions and structures, which makes it a really good pusher. And to show you it in visual aid, this is the Monstrosity. Oh, my camera is locked. Now, here's the thing with the Monstrosity though. If you place a symbiote on the Monstrosity, you can actually control how the Monstrosity moves. This makes it really extremely viable in terms of pushing, because it does move quicker than minion waves, which means that you can take control of the Monstrosity, pull it back, cancel it, and it will go back to being a minion. Because yes, the Monstrosity counts as a minion. It's not a hero, it's not a mercenary, it's a minion. Or, well, it's some special summon. Now, at level 13, for the Locust build, I usually go for Assault Strain. Now you can go with Bombard Strain, but there was a recent nerf to Bombard Strain that reduced its range, or, well, it removed the entire ranged aspect of it. Previously, they also gained a 33% range increase. Not sure why, but that basically meant that they could outrange structures, be it towers or keeps or forts. They could basically outrange them. But personally, I prefer the Assault Strain because it basically means that my Locusts, they go up front, they will tank minion damage, and they basically explode, doing a significant bit of damage to any minion in the wave that they're fighting. So it's not more of a straight up Locust does all the job, all the work, but more of the Locust's aid. They're the ones, they suicide bomb basically. Now you can go for Bombard Strain as well, it's a matter of preference. I just prefer Assault Strain. Now at level 16, we come to the core of it, what will basically make and break the build. The Locust Brood. Activate it to spawn 3 Locusts at a nearby location, which basically does that, and it's a significant burst if you actually time it with your normal Locust Strain trait. At level 20, there's only really one choice for a Locust build, and that would be Locust Nest. It lets you place down a little Locust Nest anywhere within a radius, and that will start pumping out Locusts at roughly the same rate as you do. So basically every 15 seconds from when you place the nest, it will pump out a new Locust. But that was basically it. for the Locust build, and if you want to see it in action, feel free to watch my previous video on Abathur. Now, let's check out the support build of Abathur. So, starting off at level 1 again, we're going to be taking either pressurized glands or regenerative microbes. It's a matter of preference really, but most people and in most competitive scenes you will see them picking pressurized glands, so that's what we're going to be doing in this quick overview. Pressurized glands increases the range of your symbiote spike bursts and decreases the cooldown by 1%. Now at level 4 we're going to take Adrenal Overload. Symbiote host gains a 25% increased attack speed, which can be really helpful on heroes such as, well, apparently Tyrael, Illidan, Thrall, anyone with a good significant attack speed. Even more so in Illidan due to his trait which lets him refresh his own abilities every second he attacks. At level 7 we're gonna be picking Needle Spine. Now this is a matter of what's necessary. Needle Spine is not necessity, it's not a requirement. So you could possibly take Mule as well to support your base and structures a bit more. But for this time we're going to be taking Needle Spine. At level 10, it's once again a matter of preference. They're both really good abilities. So we're just going to go with Monstrosity for that passive pressure. Now at level 13, here is where the real deal happens. Now spatial efficiency lets stab have an additional charge on its shots. So rather than 2 shots before reload, it's 3 shots, which basically makes it a continuous stream of stabs. But for this support build, we're gonna want a bit more heal. And since we took pressurized glands at level 1, we're gonna be taking Soma Transfer, which basically heals the host, the person who is infected by the symbiote. It heals them for basically a bit of help for enemy hero hit. So if you have, for instance, a melee hero, if they are in the middle of the fray between 4 heroes, well, you'll hit every single one of those and the person you have symbiote on will heal. Now this is the thing that makes me say that at level 1 regenerative microbes is a choice, because you gain a bit more heal but you do lose out on that range, and your symbiote person will have to be so much closer to actually gain from the spike burst heal. But it is an option. But as I said, most people prefer pressurized glands because of the range increased. At level 16, now I'm not entirely sure what most people prefer on this, but in my opinion, Adrenaline Boost is a good choice, and so is Venom Spikes. So it's really a matter of what you think might be needed, honestly. And Venom Spikes slows an enemy target for anyone hit by Spike Burst for 2 seconds, and Adrenaline Boost increases movement speed for 3 seconds on anyone with a shield. Even when the shield expires, it will still have the increased movement speed for 3 seconds. So usually I go with Adrenaline Boost, but that's just me. Now at level 20, Hive Mind. You can basically cause 2 symbiotes to appear. And now if we hold down Q, or in my case hold down Q, you can see that there's now targeting a big circle around where my symbiote is. Anyone else within this circle will also gain symbiote, not including Abathur himself. To be that, it has to be heroes though, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yeah, it has to be a nearby hero. Anywhere near inside the circle will gain a second symbiote that will basically fully clone your abilities that you use while in symbiote. But that was basically it for the 2 very distinctive builds of Abathur. Now, next up I'm going to be doing an Uberak. But that is it, and thanks for watching.